Feds offered Jeffrey Epstein a sweetheart deal if he could offer up accusations, dirt, against one man. Now, I'm sure you know who that one man is, and I'm also sure that you won't be surprised to find out that he had no dirt that he could offer the feds, which is why he's dead, but he definitely didn't kill himself. According to an article over at the Post-Millennial, feds offered Jeffrey Epstein a plea deal in exchange for dirt on Trump, whether provable or not, ex-cellmate says. This is by Thomas Stevenson over there. Jeffrey Epstein was reportedly offered a sweetheart plea deal to offer up incriminating evidence of Donald Trump to the federal government in order to impeach him. The feds said Epstein did not have to prove the evidence, leave it up to Trump to disprove it, a former cellmate of the dead pedophile has claimed. It was reported that Epstein's former cellmate, a convicted killer and ex-cop Nicholas Tartaglione, 57, recalled the claimed conversation with Epstein, according to audio posted on Jessica Kraus's Substack. During a phone conversation with Kraus, Taglione said, Epstein, this is what Taglione said, he said, Epstein said, "When you were a cop, what did you know about proffers and cooperation?" I said, "Jeff, it's pretty simple. The prosecutors, they caught a fish, you. They're not going to let that fish off the hook unless you give them a bigger fish." And Epstein replied, he said, "Yeah, well, that's what they said. They told me they'd let me plead out something small, and I'll do just a couple of years in a camp if I can give them something on Trump to get him impeached. But the government told me I don't have to prove what I say about Trump as long as Trump's people can't disprove it." The cellmate Epstein said the dead pedophile considered making stuff up in order to get a better plea deal. In 2023, Tartaglione was convicted of murdering 4 people and sentenced to 4 life sentences in prison, according to the New York Post. The convict was found guilty of torturing and strangling a man over some cash. Tartaglione was in the cell with Epstein when the pedophile was found with bruises on his neck on July 23, 2019. Tartaglione denied harming Epstein at the time, and Epstein was then put on suicide watch. He was facing sex trafficking charges as well as exploitation of minors and abuse at the time. According to the cellmate, Trump and Epstein only knew each other socially, but were not friendly towards one another. And that's why I think it's hilarious that when you do searches on Google, for example, for Jeffrey Epstein, they always like to throw the picture of him standing there with Donald Trump. They were at some kind of party, and somebody snapped a picture of them standing there, and that's like, oh my gosh, Trump's one of the Epstein guys, Meanwhile, of course, they run cover for people like Bill Clinton, people like Bill Gates, who have far more exposure, if you will, to Jeffrey Epstein. But it is telling, and this does fall under the category of aligning with the modus operandi of the radical left, better known as the Biden-Harris regime. They hated Trump. They still hate Trump. And all of their cronies hate Trump, and more importantly, all of their puppet masters in the globalist elite cabal, they hate Trump, and they were trying to find anything they could on him. They went to a guy who was facing at best case scenario an extremely long sentence, and of course he did not get the best case scenario, and we don't know that. I will say there is still pretty decent evidence that maybe he did cut a deal of some sort, and maybe he is still alive and they just faked his death. But I don't think that's true. I think chances are he is dead. He didn't kill himself. He got Clintoned or something. Maybe you got Biden. I don't know. Maybe you got Obama'd. Maybe you got Prince Andrew'd. I don't know what happened to Jeffrey Epstein. I just know that he didn't kill himself. I also know that Donald Trump, there was no dirt on him. And now the rest of the world knows. So praise God for that. Let's spread the truth together. You can connect with me on X at JD Rucker, or you could subscribe to my Rumble channel, jdrucker.com/rumble, jdrucker.com/rumble.